Peck wakes up just as the first rays of sun are coming over the western horizon. What is the first thing Peck does in the morning?
I get up, I stretch, I kind of fluff my feathers, and I feel like Issions would typically eat grub for breakfast.
You're gonna...
The early bird is actually getting the worm.
Rustle up some grub.
I am gonna rustle up some grub. Grab some grub.
Peck heads down from her room upstairs down to the
I'm
tavern.
fully expecting that the other two will be joining me soon.
So you head down to the tavern. Nobody is really up yet. It's pretty early. So you hear some noises coming from the kitchen. It sounds like somebody's cooking. You can smell some food cooking. But nobody's currently in the bar waiting on anybody. Do Chauncey and Marda meet Peck downstairs in a timely fashion?
Absolutely not. Both Marta and I are slightly hungover, and we were up much later than Peck, so...
Marda, I'm not that hangover.
Chauncey just assumes that Marta can't hold her liquor either, even though Marta has probably been,
Marda
drinking much longer than Chauncey has.
Fact.
So Marta is just lying in bed, wide awake, has been awake for hours, waiting for Chauncey to get out of her drunken slumber. Is that fair to say?
Yeah,
that you would just wake up and lie there?
Very small drink last night.
But Amsas are notorious for not being able to hold their liquor, and I've never been, I never had alcohol.
It seems like somebody from a fancy family like that would celebrate occasions with.
Oh, but
drinking alcohol since you were a kitten.
You don't know my family.
A good amount of time goes by, and nobody's coming down to meet you. What was on your agenda for today?
To immediately set out and start putting up these lanterns.
And what does Peck do when nobody comes down the stairs?
I go back upstairs and knock on their door. Get up!
Marda jumps up rather quickly and runs to the door and opens the door. Hey. Chauncey, it's we gotta get up. Peck's here.
I can't move. Oh, I feel awful.
Do a resilience check.
Oh, is this to determine,
how bad?
How hungover you
am
are?
I? What do I do?
Find your resilience.
Oh, I shouldn't do that.
You shouldn't have had anything to drink.
Not bad.
One rank in resilience.
Yeah.
And my brawn is 2.
So it's a yellow and a green. You've bought yourself a black with what you've said.
I think that's only
and
fair.
it's going to be 2 purples.
Dos. Yes.
Can you read the symbols?
Yes, I have 1 threat.
You have many threats.
What? Okay, God.
Yeah, they're all going to come from me.
I was going
once
to
I
get
found
there.
out.
I have 3 threats and 3 successes.
Okay, so it's not as...
I have a flair for the dramatic.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah. And what would Peck like to do with those 3 threats?
Not what she'd like to do with those 3 threats.
Throw them all at my face.
What does Peck do?
I barge in. I'm pretty mad. I'm paying these guys to do their job, and now they're showing up hungover. I take a big jug of water and just dump it all over Chauncey.
Okay.
So I immediately jump out of bed and
Your tail is bushy.
I'm a little poofy all over, and my claws have sprung out. What is that called when they?
You're showing your claws.
I'm showing my claws in public.
Ooh, that's... Peck is immediately, offended.
And then I'm immediately ashamed of myself, so I retract my claws and hide them behind hide my paws behind my back, and I'm just standing there, a bushy, dripping wet, miserable individual with my head hung to the ground.
I am super glad that I'm really good at blending into the background, and everyone forgets me right now.
Oh, Peck knows you're there.
Are you just
You too,
Marda? Are you just against the wall?
Yeah, I'm
Trying to
really backed. I'm wringing my hands. My scarf is like
Sort of.
maybe like an odd purpley.
You two need to get your act together. We have a job to do. And I sort of march back out of the room.
Do you slam the door?
I
Are you
slam
not?
the door.
Are you not a door slammer?
No, I just sort of march out. Full expectation that you will be getting everything together and following me out to the bar.
Okay, come on, Chauncey. Let's clean you up. And I'm gonna help, like, try to
So you get a towel.
bust over Chauncey. Yeah, I bring the towel and, like, try to pat your fur, and I'm kind of, like, messing it up at the same time, but I'm trying real hard to dry you.
Just rubbing my fur the wrong way,
Right.
like up my spine and
It's
stuff.
like when you try to dry your dog and, like, you just rub them back and forth, and I'm like,
oh, Marda, stop it!
I'm sorry, I'm trying to help. I mean, I think, like, we have to get down there pretty quick.
Marda, please. I can dress myself, thank you very much. And why didn't you wake me up?
You were sleeping, I just...
None of your excuses, please. Just get out of my way.
Okay. That scarf is the saddest little color of gray.
And I immediately feel guilty for taking out my embarrassment and on Marta, but I just don't know how else to act in that moment.
Yeah, and I don't think you'd necessarily apologize.
Not at all. No. No.
Especially not right away.
Internally, I do feel bad,
Mhm.
but I just need to save face in this moment and blame somebody else for what's happening. So I get dressed really quickly. Marta just kind of sits in a
Marda.
corner, hanging out by herself, trying to avoid my glares.
Oh,
And-
I'm looking at the floor hardcore, like staring at my shoes like they're the most fascinating things on the planet.
And eventually the two of you head downstairs.
Yeah.
You find that Willery has rustled up some grub for Peck. They are used to serving all kinds of people here, so they have all kinds of food ready to go.
I was about to ask, how common are sort of my... It's still not quite... It's
Not-
more common for, like, the songbird Isyan to, you know, like, the traveling ones, but
Mhm.
the sort of the
people from the
mountain
mountains,
dwellers, not
yeah,
so
they're
much.
they're sort of new to the outside
Mhm.
world. They get down there, and Peck is probably standing and eating.
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
Because sitting for her involves some weirdness.
Yeah.
Oh,
Roosting.
you
She
had tail
perches.
feathers.
She has tail feathers and
Sure.
her legs bend the other way.
I was going to say, which way do her knees bend?
Yeah.
Of course they...
Mhm.
Right, so that's
Yeah.
a production.
Stools would be easiest.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
But she doesn't often sit in front of other people because it does look kind of silly.
so the two of you get down there.
I kind of am feeling guilty on multiple levels, embarrassed that I was, awakened in such a rude way, and then I feel horrible. I was so mean to Marta, so I just kind of, with my head hanging down, just go sit at the bar, and under my breath, I just say, "Good morning, Willery. Would you please bring us a pot of coffee?"
That's it's Willery, but yeah, okay.
I am trailing after Chauncey, looking so dejected, but still, like, trying to be near her.
So Willery brings out the coffee. He sets down 2 cups, and Marda is about to reach for the coffee pot to pour it. And I reach my hand out and kind of gently touch her hand away and just say, "It's all right, Marta, let me." And I pour her coffee, and that's just kind of my way of extending an olive branch. Because I cannot apologize. I don't have the humility, the capability. I just can't. So the most I can do is show her with actions, because I cannot say it with words.
Okay. Do you want some sugar?
I would love some, thank you.
Okay.
Cats can't taste sugar.
It doesn't mean that she's not going to take it
Yeah.
because
But
she
I'm gonna
feels
say,
terrible
yeah, I'm
for
gonna
what
say
she
yes
did.
because she's offering it.
Yeah.
Can you really not?
No.
I didn't know that.
This is great.
My mind is
I'm
blown.
going to give you coffee with sugar
Why does
all
my
the
cat
time.
always try to get my ice cream?
Yeah, I didn't know
But
that
birds
at all.
can because hummingbirds like their sugar water.
Mhm.
Yes.
So Peck sees the two of them come down, sit at the bar, order some coffee.
And have just an awkward interaction.
Well, she says you have 5 minutes and then just ignores them for the rest of breakfast.
The 5 minutes go by, the three of you eat. What is the plan for the day?
So we've hit up... How many did we get done the last time? Like 2.
Okay.
Well, it's sort of the same plan as before. Is
Sure.
just do the outermost ones that we need to post and then work our way back into town so we won't need to travel far after when it's getting dark.
Before we kind of get going, I'm gonna head on over to some of the like farm folk or the local folk who look like they're about to go out for a hard day's work or something like that.
I would say that most of the people who would be in this place at this time would probably be out-of-towners.
Oh.
The sun is just starting to come through the windows, the front windows of this place.
I'm gonna ask Willery.
Okay.
Willery?
It's Wilbury.
Oh.
No one says anyone's name correctly.
It's okay, Marta.
There's no E.
It's okay, Marta. You said it right. Just ignore it.
Marda. Do you have like a post holer? Maybe around back by the stable or something?
What if Willery tells us to go talk to the two guys that we met at the bar, the construction workers? They would have it.
Oh, flip that point.
Oh, okay. Flippity flopped.
You know, I don't have anything, but there's these old construction places. They don't get much business these days. There's actually one just right down the street. They might be able to help you out.
Oh, okay, which way?
Just 2 blocks north.
Okay, great. Miss Peck, ma'am?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go get us the post holer. I'll be right back. It's gonna help us, I promise. And I just turn around and leave.
So as you're walking really quickly towards the door, I don't want to be left alone with Peck. So I kind of
Feels very much the same.
yes. So I kind of run after you and like tap your shoulder really quickly before you leave, and I just say, Marta, is it okay if I come with you, please?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Peck is just like, okay, whatever, and then sort of plans out the route for the day. Maybe practices some like snap fire spells.
So Marda is feeling pretty elated that Chauncey really wanted to come with her. So she walks by the construction place at first and then realizes what she did. And instead of admitting what she has done, she's going to start turning right and then right and then right and then right and come back to the block.
Let's go in a big
and
circle.
be like, I think it's right here. It looks like one of those construction places, and I go up, and is it like a...
So the town is a bunch of very colorful buildings, and this one has a big yard out front where there's lots of lumber and stone.
Okay.
There's a...
I mean, that's why I missed it.
Mm-hmm. It looks a little different than the rest of the places. And there's a big fence around it, an iron fence. The gate is closed right now.
Okay, I'm gonna...
There could be a little bell.
Is it a short gate or is it a tall gate?
How
It's taller
gatey
than
is
you.
it? How foreboding?
Oh, I'm gonna ring the little bell.
A second goes by and somebody looks out. It's the same person that you saw last night, the Stonefall.
Hi,
Hey there.
Hi, I'm Marda, and I'm...
Oh, hello! I remember you.
Yeah,
You
last
didn't
night.
have the conversation with him. I
That's
did.
what I know.
Oh, sorry. I didn't remember that you knew that. Oh, I remember you. Hello. Good morning. How are you this fine day?
Hey, how's it going? You need construction?
Well, I do believe that my dear friend Marta here has
Marta.
some supplies that she was hoping you could help us with.
Yeah, a post holer? Do you have a post holer or two?
Yeah, and he sort of slowly walks the yard, and it takes a few minutes.
I'm gonna go walk behind him to be helpful.
Oh, he's coming to open the gate.
Oh.
I was going to say, yeah, did you open the gate for us?
And he opens the gate, and
And
it
I-
swings open and creaks as it swings. You're looking for a post holder?
A post holer, yeah. Or like maybe 2 if you have 2, or like 3 if we're really lucky.
I probably have a few. We don't typically rent our tools, though.
I mean, but this is like a special occasion because we're here to help you and put up the Sunlamps, and the paladin will pay you.
Is there a paladin with you?
Well, no. She's back getting her breakfast.
You two look a little young to be doing something like that.
I assure you, good sir, that we are perfectly of the right age and maturity and know-how to be accomplishing these tasks. I promise we're good for the money, and it will be returned with no scratch on them.
Is that a charm check?
Yep.
And I'm going to assist by saying, yeah.
You get a boost.
Oh my god.
So, I have
Chauncey comes from a family that usually has, like, a credit at
everything.
Mm-hmm.
Money means
goes
nothing.
to.
I don't have any understanding of money and how far it goes or how not far it goes. So I have no ranks in charm, but I have 3 presents.
So 3 green. We're going to make it 2 purples. A boost for Marda's help.
Thanks, Marta.
Marda, you're welcome.
But that's an advantage.
Woohoo!
We don't go renting out our tools.
What about a barter?
He looks left and right. What are we bartering?
How about my dear friend Marta and I
What?
investigate the little problem you've been having at that, who was it again? Brill and Marjorie Reinhardt's home?
Chauncey, are you talking about the haunting?
Shh, just let me handle this.
Okay.
Did we tell you about that?
Oh, of course you did. Yes, because I believe that you thought that we were understanding sort, which of course we are, and we do have the know-how to handle such circumstances.
He looks you over and sees the rapier at your belt and says, "Give me a second." And he slowly walks into the building.
At a glacial pace.
Yeah, he is made out of stone.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm going to try to look really capable by, like, putting my shoulders back and, like, crossing my arms, but, like, putting my fist under my bicep to, like, pump up my bicep and look really strong.
Oh my gosh.
That's so much.
A few minutes go by, and that dwarf that you met last night comes out. You 2 investigators? What? Okay, this guy says you're with the Fellowship, but you 2 don't look like members of the Fellowship.
I mean, we're hired help. We're hired for our expertise.
We are contractors, and I promise you there would be no problem with us helping you out with your little situation.
This is a kind of an obstacle for us. We kind of need this taken care of so we can keep working there. Otherwise, we're not going to get paid.
Now, I promise you, sir, that this rapier at my hip is not for show. I know how to use it, and I have experience in dealing with matters of supernatural import.
You need post holders.
Yes, please.
Yes.
And even the post holders are to make your community that much safer. So really, we're here to guarantee the safety and peaceful existence of the good people of Volk.
He goes off into that work shed and comes back with a pair of post holders.
Just 2?
Pair, yes. I expect these back in a couple days. We know where you're staying. Just keep us informed on what's going on with that house.
Absolutely, good sir. Is there a name that I could call you by?
Name's Johns.
Johns? Johnson?
Name's Johns.
John.
That is incorrect.
I said it right, it's fine.
It's Johns. There's an S. Sometimes there's an S with the door.
Johns.
Yeah, that's it. Johns.
Johns. Perfect. Thank you. Good pleasure to meet you, Johns. I am Chauncey Fitzcharles of the Longvale Fitzcharleses, at your service.
I'm Marda.
All right, Fitzcharles and Marda.
Chauncey, sir. Chauncey.
Right.
And your bestowed fellow over here?
Etnarg.
Oh my gosh.
And I just look at Marta in panic at the thought of pronouncing that name.
It's not that tough.
Etnarg, it's really good to meet you.
Thanks. Nice to meet you too as well. We'll see you at the Steeple Rock later.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, it has been our pleasure.
What has Peck been doing while Marda and Chauncey are away? It has taken very long. You're way behind schedule.
She's super impatient and is considering just going out by herself and starting and doing this. She's preparing, she's getting the horse, all saddled up. And
Top level too.
Not saddled, bridled.
Sorry.
What?
Apple Dapple.
You've got Apple Dapple ready with the cart. How many?
She never remembers the horse's name because she doesn't care.
How many lamps have you prepared for the day?
She's going to be very optimistic and plan on doing 7.
7.
Because she's getting an early start,
You're
you
gonna
know?
be over half done if you do that. Okay.
Well, that's how many she's prepared, just in case things go a little faster this time. Which she's thinking it might. And she's like, in the back of her head, she's like, should maybe I just go ahead and do this and just abandon them here because they seem to be...
With your shovel.
So she's at the point of climbing up into the wagon and getting apple dapple on the road when she looks over her shoulder and sees Marta and myself very awkwardly running down the street. We're just the most awkward looking pair of weirdos laden with these post holers, and I'm like tripping over mine, and it's just a ridiculous mess. And of course Marta is running quite capably, this not being her first interaction with a post holer.
I was going to say with running.
And running.
This is not her first time running.
I'm not used to having to hurry.
Meanwhile, Peck is just kind of staring at them with a completely blank expression.
I mean, we probably need to get over there because she looks like she's really impatient. And I mean, hey, Ma'am Peck, we got the post holers.
Oh my heavens! Oh, we made it! We have them! Oh, good.
Chauncey did really good getting them.
Why, thank you, Marta. Oh, can we please get into the back of the car?
Peck just kind of stares at them for a second and then wordlessly turns away and starts leading the horse.
Apple dapple.
Marda just hops up on the back of the cart and dangles her feet up and puts the post holder in and takes Chauncey's and puts the other post holder in and helps Chauncey onto the back of the cart.
I kind of collapse into the back and she grabs my arms and pulls me up the rest of the
Peck's walking alongside.
Come on, Chauncey, you gotta help just a little, okay?
So they just kind of clatter along.
The 3 of you head out of town. I want you each to do a check, and then you will describe one sunlamp going up.
What's
kind
our
of
check?
They're all going to be different.
Oh, I like that.
I would like Peck's to be leadership. I would like Chauncey's to be coordination.
Fair.
I would like Marda's to be survival.
That is not the one that I took. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't have any coordination either.
I have 2 threats
2 threats and a success.
A success.
One threat and a success. How does that go? How does putting up your successful...
Exactly how the dice described it.
We brought the post holders.
We're doing a montage. Peck's going to describe the first one based on that roll. So you 3 head out to a field.
Yes.
It is autumn right now, and it looks like we've got some gourds growing in the field. Orange and green and yellow, and that is the location that you're supposed to set up the first one.
And the lantern, it kind of has the look of a scarecrow.
Yeah, they are tall, and they have a large...
Crossbeam?
They do have a crossbeam about 3/4 of the way up. I'd say they're like 7-8 feet tall.
Okay.
And up at the top there is sort of just like a normal lantern-shaped lantern.
But sometimes the people working the fields kind of dress them up and like put little raggedy clothes on them. And I scratch an X into the ground with my talons, my foot talons.
And you tell Marda to
Here.
make a hole?
Make a hole.
Well, no, she's still mad at me, so she'd probably tell me first, and I'd botch the whole thing.
I speak into the air. Make a hole here.
And I, the eager beaver that I am, and still wanting to, brown nose my way back into her favor after the debacle of this morning, I rush forward, but with the post holer, but it gets tripped all over. My legs get tripped up all over it, and I fall flat on my face, right at Peck's feet. I mean, not flat on my face because I'm a cat, but that's very embarrassing.
Peck just kind of rolls her eyes, but then she starts trying to snap her finger for the little flame, which goes about as well as it usually does. And she only singes a couple of feathers before lighting the lantern.
And Marta and I politely look away as you struggle with magic.
Who wants to roll the next one? You do successfully put that lamp up.
So I'm going to do the next one because I'm going to try to show Chauncey a little better how to use the post holder. And because I have experience with the post holder, I'd like to call a blue.
Sure. Yeah, we've got that. And it's going to be 2 purples.
It's well established.
Got it. So it's 2 greens, 2
We're
purples.
going to go 1 purple. Yeah.
And a blue?
And a blue. Okay. You're very successful.
Yeah, I'm like gonna show her how to do this, and I take Chauncey over, and I'm like, okay, so you take the post holder, put the wooden beams together, and then you drive it in the ground, and then you open it up, and you pull it out, and then you dump the dirt over here, and then you do that again and again until it gets as deep as the hole needs to go, and it's all going well and good until Chauncey decides to drive the post holder down and open the post holder, and she accidentally punches Peck in the wing.
I was a little overzealous because I was getting the hang of it and feeling like I was finally being a contributing member of this team, and maybe Peck would see how hard I was working and decide to not hate me quite so much. I was overzealous, and I pulled open the post holder much too hard, and my hand just slipped from it, and my fist went flying into the wing of Peck, much to my dismay.
But you got a couple more lamps up.
I have 1 failure and 1 advantage.
So how did that go? How did that 4th lamp go?
Finally getting the hang of it, I was not punching Peck at every turn, and Marta and I had kind of gotten into a rhythm with these things, and we're going through them at a pretty good pace. And I was beginning to feel like we'll get through our seven lamps today, because we were on our 4th one, and it was just midday, and things were going really well. We got it done really quickly, really efficiently, and it really was beginning to feel like we were a team, because we would dig the holes, and then Peck would put the lamp in and, get it down into the hole and make sure it was level while we filled in around it to make sure it was sturdy. So at every post, every lamp that we were doing, at the first one, I was completely useless because I fell flat on my face in front of Peck. On the second one, I punched Peck in the arm completely by accident.
Oh, sure.
Peck is sure it was on purpose to get back for the water in the face of that morning, but I swear it wasn't. And then the third hole that we were digging, I slipped and fell into it. My foot slipped and fell into the hole and got a little bit stuck. So Marta, and Marta had to help lift me out and get my foot unstuck and lift me out of it. And then we're finally at the 4th hole, and I'm thinking, I just can't possibly be this clumsy. I've never been this clumsy in my life. I am a cat. Thank you. The Onza are graceful people. So at the 4th one, thinking my streak of bad luck must be over, went into it confidently. And then as I was lifting up the post hole, I just punched myself right in the face with it. I fell over backwards for a moment.
So the day goes by. You end up getting 6 with all those successes on the first 2 rolls. You probably have a good 2 more days of work. But at mid-afternoon, I feel like the decision would probably be made to head back into town and take care of some of the lamps in town that need a little bit of work.
Yeah.
Because that's part of the mission, too.
Is to repair the already existing lamps?
Yeah,
okay. Is there fire dim or something?
The spell.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the 3 of
those
you...
ones you don't need to dig posts for.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
I'm quite relieved that Peck's calling it a day.
Yeah.
You.
Since
Since she doesn't quite, she's going to do a couple, but you don't.
We can't help with the fire part,
I mean,
so
Chauncey could.
that's true, but they don't know that yet.
It's true.
What don't I know?
Don't worry about it.
Nothing.
You know everything, Peck.
I do know everything.
So we got 6 lamps up out there, though.
Yeah. So you head back into town.
They get back into town.
Mm-hmm.
Peck's probably at the end of a rope. You two, I'm going to go get a couple of these lamps around town. I do not need you. Please occupy yourselves in a sober fashion until we will meet again in the morning.
I mean, of course we're going to be sober. Okay, we'll see you at the same time in the morning, okay?
Okay.
Okay, do you need the post holders, or can we, take them back?
Oh, yeah, you can take them back.
I'm going to take the post holders to our room so they're safe, okay?
Alrighty.
Guess who's used to living in a pretty high crime area? I'll lock that up. Okay, when we're parting ways at this point, Marta's going to be like, Chauncey, this is the perfect time to go investigate.
Marta, of course I was thinking the same thing.
I mean, Marta, but we gotta put up the post holders first because, I don't know, people sometimes take things, and we told them we were gonna bring these back with no scratches on them.
I quite agree, Marta.
Okay.
There are miscreants and reprobates everywhere. Also, I need to go get my supplies before our venturing forth.
Your supplies? What are your supplies?
Oh, Marta, there's so much I need to teach you.
Yeah.
Peck tries to shoo you guys off, and you're like, no, we can help. We want to help.
Are you? Do you say that?
Do you say that?
No.
Oh,
No,
okay,
because
never mind.
we have our own side thing that we need to do.
I would like a perception check from Peck.
I have...
Oh, because we're acting real weird, I feel like.
Can I get a boost for my roll then?
Hast thou
Yes.
no perception?
Yeah, no, take a boost, yeah.
I don't have any ranks in perception, but I do have 3 cunning.
Oh, 3 cunning this time.
Yeah, no, just because they're totally different
Alright,
people.
so it's 3 greens.
So stop calling me carp.
How do we judge your subtlety?
Peck is not
We're
subtle.
17-year-old
you know
girls.
what? It's going to be against...
Oh,
Well,
there's subtlety.
I do have a lot of cunning.
No, it's going to be against...
And a lot of presence.
Your stealth?
Ooh, my stealth is high.
Oh, is it? What is it?
I have 3 agility.
I have 2... I've got 3 agility with 2 yellows in it.
Lovely. 2 reds and a purple.
Wait, they're rolling that or I'm rolling
You're
that?
rolling that.
You get a boost.
What about my green?
That's what you get.
I'm rolling all of these?
Yep. Hold on.
And then a blue?
And a blue.
The thing, I don't know that Peck would really care what they're doing unless she thinks it's going to interfere with the mission.
You don't notice anything strange happening between the 2 of them, but something feels off to you as you part ways with them.
It's kind of hard to separate that from what has felt off about them ever since we got on the boat together.
It's a little different.
Yeah. So she has that sort of weird little sort of voice in the back of her head, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But at the same time,
You kind of just want to get away
sort
from
of
us.
shoving down her curiosity about it and moving on.
It's sort of the same feeling when you were at the tower.
Mm-hmm. That something's a
Something
little weird.
was off. Something was going on. You couldn't quite put your finger on it, but
But it's the same feeling, only I'm getting it
talon.
about them, or it's just one of those moments where I'm
just
like,
one of those moments. It sort of feels like just there's something that you
are you
might
trying to
wanna
awaken
figure out.
latent magic powers?
No,
in me?
no, no.
'Cause I'm trying.
I am not trying to do that. I'm just saying that back at the tower, you figured out that there was something off
Yeah.
with Balthazar.
Right. Wait, Balthazar is my nemesis.
Right.
Oh,
You
that
tried
tower.
to expose
I thought you
him.
meant the tower in the middle of the town.
No.
Where we met the constable.
No.
Okay.
The Iron Tower. Paladin headquarters.
So, yeah, at that point, she does... I mean, she is a good paladin.
Yeah.
She's frustrated by her company.
I'm gonna look with that one.
I'm method playing right now.
Good, go for it.
There's just something
And-
under the surface. There's something
Yeah,
going
and Peck is, despite her determination to not look too closely at what her companions are doing,
Yeah.
does actually care about her work.
There were a lot of significant glances, nudges, winks. You didn't see any of that.
No.
And the 3 of you head your separate ways.
So the minute that she turns the corner and is out of sight, we rush into the inn, run upstairs. Well, I run upstairs quite nimbly, but Marta is laden with both post holders.
Post holders.
Yep.
And I'm not even aware that she's stumbling up the stairs behind me.
I'm Chauncey, I'm coming. Ow!
There's a lot of clanking.
And I run
Scrape.
scrape. Oh,
I'm fine.
And I run into my room and I pull my chest out from under the bed where I'd stored it. And I open it up and I start pulling things out of it. And by the time Marta enters the room, she sees
Marda.
laden all over the room. She sees iron chains and these little pouches, and she's not quite sure what's in them. And a net made of some sort of metal that's very fine and sparkly, and all of these other supplies. And
What? Chauncey, what is all this?
Marta, there's something you don't know about me.
Okay.
I am a trained ghost hunter.
What?
Just bear with me for a moment.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
There's plenty of time for me to explain all this to you, but first things first. What we are about to do is very dangerous and not to be gone into lightly.
Okay.
I have no doubt in my mind that this is indeed some sort of supernatural being who should not be here.
Okay.
Now, here before us is my ghost hunter's kit. These, and I hold up the big, heavy chains,
I'm gonna reach out to try to touch them.
and I slap your hand away.
Sorry.
These are iron chains. Ghosts hate iron, And we would use these to make a safe perimeter for us to stand in the midst of, so they can't get to us.
Like a circle.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, ghosts hate iron. Make a circle. Got it.
Now, here we have pouches of salt, also a delightful ghost repellent, but with these you would use them as some sort of projectile weapon.
Okay, like on my bow?
Why, that's quite a clever use for them. I can't say I've ever done that myself, but I don't see why that wouldn't work.
Okay. Could we do like salt water on the tips of the arrows?
Well, I don't know if now is the time to test that theory, but
okay.
Possibly.
Okay.
I've never heard of anyone doing that, but we can see. These pouches over here are filled with iron shavings, and like I've already explained to you, ghosts do not like iron.
Ghosts hate iron.
Correct.
Got it.
This is a silver chain net. It is very expensive, so please use it carefully, and if you lose it, well, just don't, okay?
I can use it?
Well, there are only two of us, and I'm going to need your help. So yes, you're going to need to help me with these things. But what you do with a silver net is you would throw it over them, or over yourself if you need to be protected.
Okay, so wait, ghosts hate silver too?
Silver, iron, salt. We gather all of our supplies and head out the door.
Okay, so I know that I'm really strong and stuff, so that's why I'm carrying the chains, but they're kind of heavy and maybe a little awkward. Can you maybe just take one of them, or like help me carry this bag, because like the net's in here too and it's really kind of heavy.
Marta, it's because you're carrying them all wrong. So I take the two chains off. She was just kind of carrying them in her arms. I take them off her arms and I take one of them and I wrap them in an X shape across her chest. And I knot it in such a way that she could easily undo it and fling it if she needs to. And I do the same to myself. It's kind of like an X armor across my chest.
Oh my god, this is so cool.
So we head out, and we're just about to leave the inn when it suddenly hits me, Marta, I don't know how to get there.
I mean, it's at the edge of... Hey, I know who knows. And I run up to the bar. Hey, Wilry?
Hey, yeah.
How do we get to that place that's haunted that you were talking about? We're gonna go haunt the ghost and capture it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to haunt the haunted mansion, but yes, we are going to take care of this problem because we're highly trained professionals.
But aren't we ghost hunting? We're hunting the haunt.
That is a very crude term to use for what we are about to be doing.
Oh, hunting is not okay?
You'll soon learn, Marta.
Okay, yeah, I have a lot to learn.
Willery's looking back and forth between the two of you as you talk. It's on the eastern edge of town, right? There's a big cliff. It's the biggest place in town.
Okay.
You can't miss it. It's just this big dark building.
Okay, eastern edge of town.
You're just gonna go in
Yeah.
blind?
Well,
She's a professional.
Okay.
my goal is never to go in blind, so if there's information you'd like to share with us, Willery, we would be more than happy to listen.
The constable was in here last night. You could have talked to him.
I mean, like, he wasn't very nice.
Who?
The constable?
Was he mean or just dumb? I don't remember.
He was actually rude to you, and we
Was
were
rude
just
to me.
kind of
It was-
standing behind you.
That doesn't sound like
I
a
mean-
dwarf with an eye patch.
No, it was a human.
Yeah.
Oh,
He was kind of
Bernard?
maybe.
He's not
Sounds
the
like the-
constable.
He was really mean
No,
to
you
us.
want to talk to Gerald. He was here.
Gerald.
Gerald, the constable?
Wait,
so who's
so-
Bernard?
The guy who called himself the constable when I was there was not a constable?
He never called himself the constable.
Oh,
right.
We just
Oh, that's right.
assumed.
No, Gerald, he's a tall dwarf. Dark hair, eye patch. He's got a bit of gray now. Yeah, he was here when it all went down. Bernard, don't even bother with him.
Maybe we should go talk to the constable. Especially if he's really nice, like you say.
Marta, we only have 3 hours till sundown, so we haven't much time to get a feel for the property before we'd have to encounter something. So I think we should go to the property, walk around, get our bearings, and before the sun goes down, meet with Gerald the constable.
Okay, I think that's a really good idea. Let's go. Thanks, Wilry.
Is that a bad
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Why are you laughing? Is that a bad idea?
Do it, he says.
Well, Marta, what do you want to do?
I mean, I think going and getting a lay of the land is good, and then I think going back and talking to Gerald is good. But I also think that talking to Gerald first is also good, and going and getting a lay of the land is good too. And I mean, I don't know, I'm not the ghost hunter.
You're right. It was silly of me to ask. I shouldn't have put you in these heavy decision-making positions. You're not ready.
Yeah.
So, Marta, the plan is we'll first go to the house.
Okay.
The two of you head out from the Steeple Rock through town with its little colorful buildings. The sun is high in the sky, so that you know that if you head to this house, you're going to be safe from anything that's haunting it. And as you make your way towards the old mansion that is being renovated by the Reinhards, you...
Uh-oh.
What
He
are you
just
doing?
flipped a story
What are you doing?
story
Okay.
point.
You pass by a sunlamp that is being currently fixed by your superior, Peck.
Oh no.
Peck, you see your two contractors
Minions.
laden in ghost hunting gear,
Because we have the chains across
covered in
our chest.
chains, pouches on their belts.
I was going to It's pretty great.
We're like marching determinedly right by Peck.
Marching
And she's just like,
determinedly.
what the?
Clank, clank,
Wait,
clank.
she sees them. Do they see her?
Nope, we don't.
I think you are high up. These things are about 8 feet tall. So maybe you are very
Did I fly up there?
quickly flapping your wings to get even a couple feet off the ground.
Wait, I'm like treading water, except in the air.
Right. Struggling to do a spell. And you
Well, it's kind of hard when you're flying.
Right. You see these two marching in your direction.
Yes, my beak just turns as well as I follow them. This is the last lamp that I was planning to do for the evening. I've gotten a couple. It took them a while to get their ghost hunting gear together. And I don't say anything to them, but at the same time, I snap my fingers, I finished a spell, worked great this time, I've been doing it all day. Like a champ, except I do have a couple of singed. Like, the tips of the feathers on my hands are, like, kind of black on the ends. I drop down and, at a distance, follow along behind them. But they don't know that I'm there.
Yep. The end. Thanks for joining us for these first episodes of The Other Place. After this week, we'll be heading to our regular bi-weekly schedule, so we'll see you with a new episode in 2 weeks. The Other Place is a production of Nightcast Creative.
For more information on this and our other shows, visit coruscantnights.com.
For updates on future episodes and bonus content, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at OtherplacePod.
Looking to support the show? Leave us a review on your favorite podcatcher, or visit us at patreon.com/CoruscantNights.